So, guys, welcome wherever you're watching me from. And tonight program will be very, very daunting. To be a program that to work for you to listen, it will work for you to grasp what I'm about to say. Um, Today, mainly, I'll be focusing on Nnamdi Kanu's case. Nnamdi Kanu have gone to court, and it's kind of very interesting what we have just seen in the course. So, try as much as possible to. Sorry, guys. I'll try as much as possible to. Uh, Wait. So this is just the. So we'll try as much as possible to dissect what's happened in court today. And I know a lot of people have been waiting for me to make some video about this topic. I choose to I choose to become just to allow the legal side of it to just continue to roll. But what we are seeing so far is very touchy. It's very touchy. Why is that if you are someone who sincerely admire legal aspect of life, you will know that if you are someone who sincerely admire the legal side of life, you know that something is going wrong here, and that is what I'm going to face today. So, so what is that? Okay, guys, it will be a very disturbing thing today that we have just seen that happen in Nigeria. I know if you're watching me around the world, whenever I came out to dissect some of the very important things today. So today mainly I will focus on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. A lot of people have come up with so many ideas. A lot of things have happened. You know, um, Recently I've been posting about Shore, telling people about Shore and all those things, thinking that okay, how can we make this thing be viable for everyone? Shore also have copped a lot of criticism for supporting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even our own fellow Igbos have even criticized Shore themselves. Some say that he's trying to build his political portfolio with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some says Shore is opportunistic. A lot of things have been said about Shore and free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So today Mazi Nnamdi Kanu face court. But today there's something that happens. When we begin to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case, it's going to open a lot of cankerworms. It's going to open a lot of things. Mostly now, one of the most precious um, profession called medicine. Medicine. We all knows how we, even Nigerian or around the world, we take medical field as a very important field. Very, very important field. Now they have radical law that we take law very high esteem. Now Nigerian law is being radical because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case. The government is trying to defend why they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, then dragging all these professionals who refuse to protect their profession. Somebody went to law school. From my own understanding in Nigeria, for you to be a lawyer, it takes you almost 7 years. You went to law school after 5 years or 4 years. Then you went to study law, maybe 1 year. So roughly, so with all the strike and everything, it's around 6 to 7 years. At the end of the day, somebody who did not finish high school, who bought certificate, come to convince you to lie because of because you want position. Then you stand there because now if you tell the president that no, listen, I'm not going to take this thing. It's rather I resign. It's much better for you to be in this situation. We see so many lawyers came to lie. The law system have been ridiculous. Nigerian bar have never protest for one day. They watch the Nigerian bar, they watch this legal system being torn around. They watch everything continue to be manipulated. The Nigerian bar system is comfortable with their degree being played on. But this time around, it affects me, to be honest. As someone who is in Hatfield, we must be very careful on this time around. Not only me, it affects a lot of professionals of Nigerian outside. It affects from young ones who are in university trying to study medicine, pharmacy, nursing, everything. Now they are telling you about medical practitioners of Nigeria, the meds that holds the head of Nigeria. And these people are made up of professionals. They are not just medical doctors. These are specialists we are talking about. You know what it takes you to be a specialist? It's not just after you study your GP degree, maybe 5-6 years, you have to go to extra training, maybe more 2 years training or 3 years training. Now, somebody comes to ask you to lie. It's a big problem now that we are facing now in Nigeria. So this field now is something that will affect thousands of Nigerians who graduated in various universities in Nigeria. Your certificate currently now will be tested. If what these Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lawyers are saying today is what happened in the courts, then definitely medical doctors in Europe, America, Canada, UK, a lot of them will be in problem. If Nigerian doctors, doctors are taken very seriously. I'll tell you something. During the time of war, anything can happen. They allow medical doctors to stay to treat patients. Look at the war in Gaza. All the Israelis are doing, medical doctors are even allowed to take care of patients. During the Biafra-Nigerian war, medical doctors are allowed to take care of patients. But for the case that happened now, where they say the medical doctors came and present a document saying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fit to stand a trial, and the lawyers categorically, oh God, help me with English, please. I'm just getting to the lawyers openly before the world say that the medical doctors, they served them that paper 5 minutes before the court case. Now, one mistake. Secondly, the lawyers openly said that Nnamdi Kanu was surprised on the medical report. The lawyers openly said that Nnamdi Kanu was never examined by the medical doctors. That Nnamdi Kanu was thinking if it is something that happened 2018, this is a big problem in medical field. This is a big problem if you are a Nigerian that graduated as a medical student. Your profession is at stake. Now you know why. Then to influence this thing, to put more emphasis on this, that is why Nigerian government never take medical profession in Nigeria serious. They go to overseas to seek medical help because the Nigerian Medical Association certificate is adulterated. They have never acquired that. That is what we are seeing here now. If they can sit down and write somebody's medical reports and present before the Court of Justice, the Supreme Court, the highest court in the country, then everybody have to be wary. If you graduate in Nigeria as a medical doctor, don't be surprised you will get a knock in your door for more investigation. You have to sit more exam. Although Nigerian doctors, when they come outside the country, they sit exams. Nigerian nurses now, you have to be very careful. Pharmacy, psychology, this is a big problem. You see, Nigerian government trying to justify their illegal operation on Nnamdi Kanu will get a lot of people in trouble. Nigerian government trying to justify this thing, carrying Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya all back to Nigeria, will put a lot of profession in problem. Nigeria, today, there's a news that come up today. It said a lawyer in Nigeria was now employed as a carer in UK. That's now a carer is first level or second level, which is it's not a professional. A lawyer is a profession. For you to get immigration lawyer in Australia, per hour is around $100 to $200. A carer in Australia per hour is around $35. A lawyer, people that have been trusted to review and suggest law. Went to UK. Nigeria is an English country. Nigeria is a Commonwealth country, for God's sake, which all they needed is to sit exam and transfer in order to practice with the level of that country. It's not like any country that doesn't speak English. Do you know what happened? They could not stand the certificate they owns because the lawyer could not stand the certificate. It's something maybe they bought online. And that is what we are saying today with Nnamdi Kanu case. I was totally shocked. I say, in every case, Nigerian medical doctors should never stand low in this level. So what we are saying now is that most of the doctors that come out from Nigeria, they are using fake certificates. If Nigerian medical doctor cannot examine patient, they are free from all this. They shouldn't join them all this, because even though there is war today between Biafra and Nigeria, doctors are allowed to treat patients. They allow, by profession, the ethics side, make them to treat patients. You see, even the war, you see Red Cross going in. What is Red Cross? They are people that provide aid to people, take care of you guys. So if they can come in and lie today, then the country is in a big problem. Now, Nigerian government will justify today why they are going to overseas for medical checkup. Now, that comes in to think of the vulnerable Nigerians who cannot pay transport to go to overseas for medical checkup. You have to cry for vulnerable, those women selling in the street side who cannot go to overseas for medical checkup. You pray for those men that, that cannot even afford 3 square meals, that cannot go to overseas for medical checkup. The world have to take this seriously. They have to take this serious. When I had that, I started and say, man, have these doctors sit down to think. I don't call them doctor again. These are men with fake certificates. Are these men that the government concord to say that they are medical practitioners with fake certificates, have they think the implication they have caused to medical field? This is healthcare. If you are a young man graduating from Nigerian medical school today, you will be scrutinized so much with this that is coming up. In fact, the one you guys are facing now will be much harsher. When I was in Deakin University, right? When I was doing, we are doing reaction, right? Culture. A young man from Ghana came in. We have this big machine. A young man from Ghana came in, and immediately we have some students from Ukraine, Poland, and I think Romania or something, one of those places. So they came because they are more higher. They came in the lab. We're doing some culture. I think we're doing like I don't know, one macrobian or one macro something that we're doing that can escape from the lab anyway. So the guy from Ghana just came in immediately, just wanted to open the machine, blah. The guys from Ukraine and other people, they ran away. They just stayed back to watch us. And that machine, I'm telling you now, each one, according to them, each one worth about $500,000. Not too many universities have it in here. Not too many universities. I think about 3 universities have it here then. Others sit back, and this guy wanted to get in there and open the machine and do whatever he wants to do. I tapped him. I said, bro, because I saw him the same color with me. I said, bro, listen, these guys here, they just stay back, and you want to come and open this. Don't put yourself into trouble. Deakin will ask you to pay for it. Don't show. Then later, when you look at his back, he saw those guys, they sit back watching the student to do the thing so that they can learn what we are doing. That's when he told me, thank you, my brother. I said, see, you guys from Africa, you never do any practical. You just read this thing. You come here and wanted to do things that you don't know. What he wants to do, actually, if at all you do that, a lot of microbians will escape. And that would be a big problem. We make lockdown in library. We lock down in library. That's what he wants to cause. And that will cause the company. That will cost the university huge money. And that was, again, What will happen? They will question his certificate. And today, if you go to Nigeria, please don't go to hospital. This hospital are, my goodness. They need to make open who is the head of that medical department. Who is that doctors? The head of that medical department that sign without checking patients and say this patient have all these things without. It's a criminal offense in the world. I hope, because medicine is something, healthcare is something that the world takes so serious. I hope the world, the World Health Organization will take up this case and sue that Nigerian Medical Doctors Association. They have to question the certificate. Who have to do this? I personally am going to seek that and I'm going to write, because it's not happening. And in fact, if you are a Nigerian medical doctor outside the country, if you are a psychologist, you work in healthcare center, please, it is time for you to rise up, because what happened today is a shame. Nnamdi Kanu, to hold Nnamdi Kanu will expose a lot of things. And we have to all rise up and say enough is enough. What's happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a shame. Now let's take out about holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or nothing. I'm talking about that certificate. Somebody who spent, some of these doctors now, the people, for you to be in that area and be able to, sign up those things, you've probably been in medical field for more than 15 years. And that 15 years, you have acquired so many different certificates. Then you came before the world and lie. The only way they can prove, they have to prove that they actually do that test to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If not, man, this is a big blow to Nigerian healthcare profession. Today, a lot of nurses and doctors, when they graduate, they want to run to Europe. And with this thing, remember, the Europeans are watching. With what they said today, that doctors, the Association of Nigerian Doctors, writes a medical that the client is okay without even examining the client. They just premeditate what goes to their head. Man, that means the Nigerian healthcare system is in trouble. I would be worried that any doctors that come out from Nigeria, I have to investigate their certificate very well, because what I'm seeing now is alarming. How can, oh man, I was shocked, to be honest. Very shocked. Okay, let's just say the lawyers are liars and all those things. Healthcare system, if you work in healthcare system, one thing that goes with you is empathy. You must have this empathy. You must think of human first, human's health. You are talking about human's health first before anything. You are not a lawyer. If you're a lawyer can go to court and bring out criminal, that a murderer, a pedophile, a bystander, and all those things. Lawyer can go out there and make some case and bring these guys out. That's part of their profession, right? Lawyers can go to court and turn things around. That's part of their profession, right? So if they can say that comfortably and win their case and have evidence to back it up and win case, that's fine. But if you can go on medical side and begin to lie, you are examining people's. Nnamdi Kanu's problem, they are saying, is cardiac problem. It's a heart problem. It's not a problem that a normal doctor can examine. It's a problem of specialists, cardiologists. And this is a very strong field that they hold it so seriously. Oh my goodness, how can a medical doctor who spent years to study medicine come out and lie? Come out and lie this way? If it is like in a country like Australia, definitely that today, immediately this will come out. The whole people that signed that will be tripped off with their certificate. They will be tripped off. If that thing happened in England, in America, in Japan, or Singapore, those medical doctors that signed those things will be tripped off, because they are danger to the society. All the patients that visited those people in their hospital will be reviewed. Recently, just a few days ago, Australian media was asking people to go and examine themselves, because a certain dentist did not sterilize their equipment. So they believe that equipment is contaminated, and a lot of people probably have contacted some virus through that. So they asked people to go and examine themselves. What happened immediately was they sued that place. They trip that doctor, they trip that dentist, they trip his certificate. Now he's facing charges. You don't play with people's body. Irrespective of if Nigerian government does not want you guys to participate, then it's fine. You guys can stay. It is not force. If they don't want you guys to participate, then you can stay. But the main thing is that you guys will write report, go and examine this guy, write report as accordingly. If it's not your profession, you tell them that this is not in my profession. So I'm not going to, stake my signature on this. That's simple, Do you know a criminal with gun bullet will go to a hospital? The doctors will treat that criminal. Even at the chain, they will treat it. They will give him the best treatment, then allow the law to do whatever they do. Medical field should be different. It's not about politics. You are playing with human life. If you are playing with human life, if Nigerian doctors start lying this way, they will lose. They have lose the trust of the society. So doctors can sit down and write anything. We are in a big trouble here. It's a big, big trouble. It's a pandemic. If this is true, the lawyers came out openly and said that Nnamdi Kanu was stormed, that he never be attended by this doctor. So where did they carry out this thing? How did they get all these reports? So the doctors, to save their head, they need to bring evidence, camera evidence or whatever evidence, that show that they examined Nnamdi Kanu this day in front of his lawyer. If not, there's a big problem here. Nigeria is in big mess. Big mess. A medical doctor coming to lie. Oh my goodness. People must be, now you know why you go to hospital in Nigeria, nothing. You will not get good outcome. Because the medical doctors are not examining you. They're just there writing whatever they want to write. Today have proven it before the court, before everybody. Today have proven that Nigerian medical doctors does not know what they're doing. If I this video, I'll be trying now. I'll put my video, like if you're watching me on YouTube, like TikTok, Facebook, wherever you guys are watching me, you can share too. Because this thing, I'll make sure, like I'm curious. How can a medical doctor in Nigeria be writing things without examining people? It's a criminal act. Criminal. It's a murderer. These people, they are worse than detaining someone. What kind of heart? Any human being who take care of, if you work in healthcare sector, if you work as a doctor, as a nurse, as a psychology, counselor, and all those things, once you work in the healthcare sector, what makes you unique is that you have human heart, empathy. No matter, they tells you this thing, take out your belief, take your belief outside. Take out your ideology, how you think the world outside. Remember, it's human being that you are treating. You first of all treat the human being. You can have whatever belief you have, hold it, treat human being first. That's the profession. Doctors have strong ethic. They have code of conduct that is very strong. But this thing I'm seeing today is like totally broke. The healthcare system in Nigeria is in trouble. It's in big trouble. It's in big trouble. I'm kind of crying for the vulnerable ones, for the family that cannot afford, for the family that cannot afford to fly their children to UK, like Bola Ahmed Tinubu always go to medical checkup. His family can do that. Governor's child can do that. But those people in the street cannot do that. Today have proven Nnamdi Kanu case will continue to expose Nigerian, all these things. Tomorrow, I heard the EFCC came out to say that the Yahoo boys are the problem. Nigerian passport is not valued anywhere in the world. Look at our children. You come out in Nigeria, you see a lot of our children in prison around the world. I was searching TikTok today. I was looking on TikTok today, and I saw a lady that said she went to Germany. She went to German prison to visit a friend in German prison. That behold, so many blacks. And I'm telling you that those blacks, now, don't be surprised, a lot of Nigerians are there in prison. These boys, they have to do anything in order to get money outside the world. Go to many prisons. Go to Asia. Go to Thailand. Go to Thailand and see a lot of Nigerian boys in prison. Go to Indonesia. Go to how many places in the world, you see a lot of Nigerian boys are in prison because of this corrupting, because of this corruption. Even those that these children need to look up as a mentor, they are lying. Those that study properly, that we need to look up and say, okay, at least you have studied, your qualification have set you aside. You be a mentor academically, environmentally, you are okay. You can lecture children. Now you are coming up to tell this thing. I can sit down and write the same thing they are writing. I can sit down. Aluminium, I can write it. Calcium, I can write it. I can write those things. If the doctors of Nigeria can come and lie, that means the country is in trouble. Not just because of Nnamdi Kanu. Even the governors are in trouble. Because the governor, if you don't travel to Europe quick, Wike find out that quicker. When Wike was governor, when he has his first kidney problem, before they flow him out, it take time. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, all these guys, the doctors have come and lied. You guys thought it's okay, right? But there will come a time you'll be sick in the country. The flight to take you to London, you will not get clearance. The storm will be on top. Before you get to London, it's already fatal. You are already in emergency area before you know it is dead. Before you get to London, because you are now using medical doctors to lie. People that does not have certificate, they come and claim to be medical doctor without exam. They will write and say this is what they see, and this is what this is and this. The patient did not have idea. Now they kind of got no idea what happened so far. And they write this and say this is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is ready to stand a trial, because you're looking at him that way. It's a big problem. If you are a medical doctor in Nigeria, you need to be wary. You need to be worried, unless you have to go to overseas to study again, to start afresh. Because today, what they told you today, Nnamdi Kanu lawyer came out before the world and telling you that the medical doctor did not examine his client. And it's just 5 minutes before the court case that they saw this thing. That even the client was shocked. Where did this come from? Nigeria is a fame. Nigeria is a fame. Corruption will never prosper any nation, whether you support it directly or indirectly. No nation that is built on corruption prospered. Corruption will only produce evil. And corruption, you will see it replicating in the heart of our boys, our young boys. When you look at, when you talk about Yahoo today, we say, hey, a lot of Nigerians. Yes, because of the corrupt leader. I saw EFCC writing about Yahoo boys. I say, no, it's not the Yahoo boys. It is you guys. Yahoo boys are just a replicant of what the government is practicing there, though. How can you elect a drug baron, a criminal as your president? Then you want people to begin to praise you guys. No. I'm telling you this in Australia, you see, Burna Boy just came in today. Why did Burna Boy, Australia not to give Burna Boy visa for something that happened maybe 10 years ago? So yesterday, he's sneaking here. Tonight, he's performing. But you know what? In Australia, someone like Nigerian president will not even be a mentor to a child. In Australia, even in UK, they will not let him be a mentor to a child. They say because he's a drug addict, he's a drug baron. What is he going to do there? He's going there to teach the child how to carry a drug. And that's not what society wants. Society wants people who are industrious, entrepreneurs, people who have vision. So in many countries in Europe, many countries in the Western world, Tinubu cannot near schools. They will not even give him space to come close to schools, because they reckon that kind of person is a pollution. And the Nigerian state, they just accommodate him, make him president. So you come tomorrow and say, oh, it's Yahoo boys or this. No, it is your leaders. Somebody like we bragly, openly during election, kill people, he doesn't care. Look at a few days ago, Nigerian government set free Abakari, a criminal. FBI. FBI is not just your police. These are very intelligent officers, people who took time to study your character. They study your movement. They study your lips. People who, when there's a crime, they came in and act exactly how that crime. Believe me, when they catch you, if you act, they will see exactly what they tell you. That's what happened there, but they're not there. Came and tell you that Abakari is a criminal. Nigeria start hiding Abakari. A few days ago, they say Abakari is free. Nigerian government go openly to negotiate with criminals with guns, ammunition, grenade. You know that grenade, each one costs about $200. Nigerian government negotiate with the people that kill the militaries. Negotiate with them openly and happy. In fact, one of the Islamic guy was telling that if Nigerian government not negotiate with this part, then Nigerian government should stop upsetting those Islamic terrorists. But somebody who told you that, listen, my people are not having the best. My people condition in Nigeria, I don't appreciate it. I want you to call referendum so that my people will know if they still want to be in this country or not. He didn't say that my people should go now. He said no. Call referendum. Call your plebiscite. Let my people vote with this condition because they have been in this condition for a long time. We even fight war. This is the thing. We even fight war with you guys because of this thing. That war, a lot of our people were killed because Britain, Russia, they supported you guys. Britain play double standard like they are playing in Nnamdi Kanu. They will come to Nnamdi Kanu and talk today. Tomorrow, they will do another thing. Britain do their thing in order to stop Africa because they are getting oil in Nigeria. Those things will stop soon. Now they are building gas. They are putting their pipeline of gas from Imo State to Europe. It will stop soon. They will blow it up when time reach. They leave them to keep doing those things. Don't do the right thing. Those people they are oppressing, the pipe comes from their place. Nnamdi Kanu, Omaya have a lot of gas reserve. Then through Imo State. So you must know this thing, that there's a problem here. Either they accept this now or later. The Igbos, you think holding Nnamdi Kanu, sometimes they say that when you keep pushing people, one day, they will have enough. My Igbo adage says that when you take charge something and raise your hand up, one day your hand will pain you and you bring your hand down and that child will take his thing. And remember, likewise, they said when you continue to maltreat a child, one day a child will be a male, it will be a man and he will stand you. In fact, he may even deal with you. So Nigerian government keep thinking that they have all the arsenal. The world is developing. A lot of generations are coming up. Do you look at the Israel-Hamas Gaza's war? Look at what is going on. I don't know, Nigeria, they just follow, don't think. Gaza said this, that Israel used a lot of drone bomb to attack them. So these days, Israel minimize casualty. What they do is that they set up drone. They go to Gaza area, the drone release bomb. They use drone to fire. The drone screams. They were watching the camera. They put so many drones. How many will you shoot down? Some of them are silently come to the enemy zone. They all have their camera watching. They are watching down there. They shoot from there. So now, if that is possible in Israel, and meanwhile, think about the Igbos. Igbos are one of the most smartest people in this world. If that is possible, yes, someone like Mazi Nnamdi, you say you put him down. But there will be another day, one day, somebody will rise. Those drones, they will buy it. And money is not the problem to Igbos. The government needs to be very worried. Money is not the problem for Igbos. One day, that drone, they will buy it and somebody who can operate it come down. They will be somewhere else, send the drones. Where you are standing, giving an announcement, the drone will take off, will take you down. It's no longer that they will come face to face. Think about that. If Nigerian government have brain, the world is evolving. Look at how Nigerian children have become. I saw a Nigerian guy that says he's doing drone in Nigeria these days, says helping them to fight terrorism. Remember, that guy is an Igbo guy. He has the engineer that are working under him. Definitely, if he's an Igbo guy, we have one or two Igbo guys working. One day, one of his workers will go off and say, no, enough is enough. I'm going to teach our brother how you can do this. And now we can add something neat. Think about, if Nigeria have to think properly, think about during the Biafra War, how they build their own grenade. This is something Nigerian government have to sit down to think. What Tinubu is doing today, what is doing, and the doctors are helping him do this thing, it will not end well. They keep thinking, oh, we are holding Igbos, oh, we are holding Nnamdi Kanu. The world is involved, and we are all watching this movie going on. Don't think gone will be days when you see people have to come to the pulpit and start blasting you gun. No. These days, if drone can carry, do you know that these days they use drone to deliver food? You can buy food from far places. They will use drone to deliver in your house. They think about drone from up, deliver bomb, and let it be. Be careful. So we need to know that the war is advancing. The earlier we dialogue, the earlier we negotiate to make peace is very important. The government continue to think and limit themselves. The world is advancing. If you think holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the best, one day, somebody, China, a lot of our guys go to China. Somebody may buy a drone or buy something and say, okay, listen, we can put this grenade on this thing and take it there. When it fly on top air, the battery will be done. So when it fall down, it burst bomb, everything there. Everybody there is gone. That's when Aso Rock, they will get it. You come out, maybe you came out to Imo State, you have your soldiers with all these things. They are not coming there. They will just go by that drum silently. Silently to go in there and they will open it up. The government of Nigeria need to be. To free Nnamdi Kanu, we go a long way. To free Nnamdi Kanu, we go a long way to call the round table and say, hey, listen, this thing, we need to negotiate it. If you guys cannot make it, you don't want to stay, then let's begin to think about how to go our separate way. What are the debts? What are our percentage? If you continue to say, well, I don't want to let the Igbos go, the things you are doing is to destroy Igbos property. The things you are doing is just every possible way to hold Igbos. It will be very hard for that to sustain. There's no country. Our vice president went in. He went to United Nations. So after you say those things, the whole heaven break loose. America begin to tell you how many Christians they killed. He went to United Nations, said that wars and weapons and guns cannot make peace. I mark it and say, oh, so this man knows this. He have wrote such a good letter to United Nations that will make people to clap for him. But when he come home, his behavior is totally different from what he said. We have a problem here. People that need to set the country example. Now they have dragged the medical field into it. It's a problem, big problem. I know even in Australia, a lot of Nigerian medical doctors, and some of them got it from Nigeria. And a lot of people that are graduating from Nigeria as a medical doctor have to be worried now. Mostly the new ones now. Because what will happen, people will say that your certificate is not original. Your certificate is something that people just sit and talk. Because you cannot even diagnose a patient. You only sit down there and write whatever you think that it's wrong with the patient. Without any diagnosis, without any lab examination or something. You just go and write whatever in your head. It is a big problem, guys. Nnamdi Kanu case will expose Nigeria more. The very day they arrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I said, who gave Buhari that idea? It's a wrong idea. And that thing I'm saying today is playing out. You see, today, Nnamdi Kanu is exposing Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu have made such a thing difficult for people. Like Nigeria is trying by all means to imprison this guy, but they cannot get. What they are trying more is to dig themselves inside hole. Today, medical doctors are in. I will be too scared to take my person to see Nigerian doctor in Nigeria. Even the ones that come over here new, if you are Nigerian medical certificate, I'll ask you please to go and read, because what you are holding here, I can't trust it. Have you been traveling overseas before to Nigeria? If you're Nigerian trying to travel overseas, go to embassies, see how they question documents you get from the government. See how they question those things. They will be scrutinizing those things because they know Nigerians can do anything in order to acquire that documents. Look at what medical doctors will come and do. That tells you how would they build integrity. You say Yahoo boys, but it's the government that need to show the world that Nigeria have this integrity. They are corrupt free or minimum corruption. If medical doctor can come and lie this way and stamp it before the highest court of the country, remember those courts they give this thing under oath. It's under oath. It's not just that they go there and give it, present it. They present those documents under oath. What can you say? Do you know how many people that are doctors they came up with fake certificates? Do you know how many people that are operating hospital with fake certificate? If you take your friend, your brother there, they'll just write anything and say this is what's wrong with the person. Today, what we saw today is an eye-opening. Medical doctors in Nigeria will be scrutinized. Who need to write to Nigerian medical doctor that that they don't trust them, that they need to re-examine them? Any Nigerian medical doctor today that wants to work in a foreign country, man, I seriously pity you because it will be hard for you. What you guys have presented today is really unfair. Nnamdi Kanu has suffered. He doesn't deserve to be that. We call it Nnamdi Kanu, but did you know that he's a prince before that? Today, Nnamdi Kanu is supposed to be king of his community in Afaruku. And what is Britain doing? Because Britain find that this guy is born in Nigeria and they can sacrifice him for the oil, for the sake of other people. If Nnamdi Kanu is a white guy born in Nigeria, this will not be so. But because Britain feel that they can do that, they can sacrifice Nnamdi Kanu in order to continue to exploit Nigeria oil. So they choose to do that. They choose to ignore him. Even when courts have said this guy is free to go, they ignore that. Because they have refused to speak publicly about it. Nnamdi Kanu presented his case in Britain court. They threw it away. Nnamdi Kanu's wife cannot even come out to protest. But she went all the way from her place to Finland to speak against Simon Ekpa. That's when the wife missed her priority. I called and I say, Madam, face your husband. Your husband is so precious to you. But today she have no anything to come out to say again. She have not been campaigning for her husband to be out. She have not taken a step a wife can take to continue to influence the world and say, my husband, cried. She allowed people who have egoistic to influence her mentality. And today it's not going well. People that says Nnamdi Kanu should be free. Showore, former Nigerian political aspirant or maybe presidential aspirant, is campaigning well. I so much give him credit because since from day one, Showore have been formed there. He met Nnamdi Kanu in person and they spoke for length. He says he's trying to convince Nnamdi Kanu say, no, you can do what you are doing. And one thing with Nnamdi Kanu himself is a respectful guy. He will say, okay, do what you are doing and I do what I'm doing. That I don't want to force my people, but I want votes. And that which is normal way, democratic way of doing things. Let them vote what they want. If they want to stay in one Nigeria, okay. But one Nigeria you want to stay today, look at what is happening with Igbo's property in Lagos. Out of greediness, they are destroying Igbo's property in Lagos. Somebody say Governor Showole, which is the Lagos state government, one thing they have achieved very well in Lagos is by destroying Igbo's property. That's the only thing he achieved, destroying Igbo's property. Right? But he forgotten that after he left that office, karma will follow him. Nobody that dare destroy Igbo things go free. The God of sun and thunder will follow him. Because when you look at the Biafra flag, their name is, the rising sun. You see the rising sun there. You saw the very unique thing of the earth. You saw the red flag, you saw the green flag, and you saw the black. Those things are serious flag in Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu, I really feel for him. Out of humanity, empathy for a lot, he chose to fight for vulnerable people. And that today, some of them not even show love, not even show care again. Without Nnamdi Kanu, the southeast and south could have been run down. He was shouting. Even before the emerge of Tinubu, Nnamdi Kanu even said that Tinubu is looking at using all means to buy time. I want to say this today that if we keep following this way of following, the country is going to be down. The only people that Nigerian government sometimes arrests, maybe to get the share of the money they get, is Yahoo boys. All the corrupt politicians are moving freely. Tinubu is moving. The current Nigerian president is a drug lord who fortified about $900,000 in 1992 to America. Up to today, the case is still active. FBI have never closed the case. That's why Nigerian president cannot go to America. He cannot go to Canada. In fact, going to some South America is worry for him because he still have active criminal case with FBI. FBI is to remind him that they need to ask him more questions. They need him for consent. So now he's enjoying the presidential immunity. But when he leave office, or if he try by now to go, America will arrest him. He need to face his judgment. So you can't just keep people and drop money and say no. You need to face staff. So people continue to share them. Today we elect criminals to be our president. So if you're watching me tonight, I've spent almost 1 hour today, which is almost like my program weekendly. The story of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a story that touches our hearts. We'll continue to talk about that. And we hope that justice prevail. We hope that Nnamdi Kanu at the end of the day will be able to go home and stay with his family. As he stands now, he has not been charged. All the Nigerian government is doing is one thing or the other just to manipulate him. But Nnamdi Kanu God is so high that all these things he's controlled to prevail. And you that are watching me tonight, please stand in the right path. Don't just say things because the person related to you. When you see things, say things, irrespective of whoever it is, because it may benefit you or your grandson or your great-great-grandson tomorrow. The world is in heaven. Maybe your great-grandson tomorrow will come to Nigeria to marry. If you did not speak out today and say something, if something happened to him that day, anybody that's shouting, they don't know that you play part. You refuse to speak. Maybe if you speak, your voice will go far away than any other voice. Your voice will bring the key that break those barriers. But you refuse to. You say it's not your cup of tea, but later it becomes your cup of tea. So I pray that that there comes a good time for all these things to stop. And if you those that watch me on YouTube, I want to say thank you very much for joining me on YouTube. Those that watch me on TikTok, I say thank you very much for joining me on TikTok, and I'll be taking my leave now. Join me again within the week. I'll be discussing other things, and don't forget my weekend program, or Sunday program, where I discuss about interracial and all those things. I'll be longing to discuss. Like yesterday, I discussed some very nice thing how to protect yourself. So today again, we look at the policies. And stay safe and one love, everybody. Take care and bye. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. I just shot you from TikTok, and now from for Indiana women that are looking for single. So I'll just take out that one from TikTok, and now you can join me on YouTube. So I just finished YouTubers and guys. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case is a case that touches every heart. We need to begin to call out things as it is. The Nigerian medical system should not allow themselves to be used this way. The way they are using them now is totally wrong. They can say we are not doing it. Yes, highest Nigerian government will do is to just say, okay, you suspend them. If they can tell that the government, this is what the government want them to do, then they can be free to go or to, do whatever they want to do. I just thank you guys for joining me on YouTube, and join me on weekend again as we discuss more edition of these problems. All the best, stay safe. And we also pray that Mazi Nnamdi can get his spirit on one way. Where he is, we pray good health, we pray hope, we pray happiness, we pray joy to him. And it is well. He's saying, he's saying, he's saying, he's saying.